Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show on the planet. I am your host, Michael Karvelis, and this is Daily Dive. It is Wednesday, December 17th, 2025, and this show begins now. We are live streaming via the airwaves of North American Talk Radio on YouTube. Please subscribe before you leave today's program. On today's awesome show, I will be getting back to fresh fits and unveiling my broadcaster pick from this week. Remember, yesterday I did not have time to get to that, so I'll be doing it to start things off. We will be creating the narrative for week number 4, 4 games, 4 headlines. Then we'll talk to our guest, Tim Dillon, a recurring guest here. We'll see what Senor Setete Sieta has to say about the previous weekend's Faceoffs and his ever awesome Tres Odisseas. And finally, my NLL Power Rankings. Before we get started, we want to let you know this show is presented by the Event Tickets tab at natalkradio.com. When you go to that website and click the Event Tickets tab, it takes you straight to Vivid Seats where you can type in your favorites or local National Lacrosse League team. It helps us out, and it's just an extra step in the process of getting you to the game. And the best part is, it's not just National Lacrosse League tickets. You can search for anything. Concerts, theater, search for other sports. Do it all. natalkradio.com. Click the Event Tickets tab first. Alrighty, folks. Now let's get into it. I am going to do my broadcaster fresh fits bright and early here before we get to our first official segment. Now, obviously, we know there were 7 games. That's an interesting format here. But Pat Gregoire, we know, had won it the previous 2 weeks. Now, with another Friday night on TSN game, he looked very dandy and sharp and spiffy again. I would actually say, in my opinion, Teddy Jenner had the better outfit because, if you look at it, I know the picture may not show it very well, but the purplish polka dots on Teddy's shirt are what does it for me. But neither of these two did actually win the fresh fits. We had to head out west into the Vancouver game against Las Vegas. It's funny because Jake Elliott actually broadcast for both of those teams, but this one was in Vancouver. Now, Jake Elliott was close, but then you kind of think about it, black, maroon, and orange, kind of a lot. I like the outfit, but Brad Challoner of Coaches Calls podcast definitely takes home the fresh fits here. So mark that down, 1 point for Brad Challoner. Of course, Pat Gregoire still leads the broadcasters with his 2 points and his 2 wins so far. But Brad Challoner joining the fray. Very well done, sir. I love the maroon. The tie was nice. Put it on a black shirt. You can't beat it. Again, I like Jake's look. I also think that Graham Hossick wearing a bright orange tie already might have also set Jake a little bit back there as well. But great stuff there. Our broadcast is looking good. The other 4 or 5 games, is what it is. But shout out to the broadcasters again. We're hoping that they can show out along with the players because last year Pat Gregoire won it alongside Taylor Jensen. Year 1, it was just George Terrace the player. So we're hoping to keep the trend going here. And again, Fresh Fits the segment is just one of those fun segments. We just like to poke fun at awesome outfits because I know I can never pull any of it off. All right, now let's get into creating the narrative for week number 4. Obviously, there are 4 games on tap for this weekend. The first one is going to be another Friday night TSN game. It'll be Vancouver at Oshawa. That's 7:30 Eastern this Friday. Then Saturday at 7 o'clock, we have Philadelphia at Rochester. Then Georgia at Saskatchewan at 9 o'clock. Then Saturday late night, Ottawa at Las Vegas. Now, for Vancouver at Oshawa. Guys, this is an early season heavyweight matchup. It's not looking, it's one of these teams is going to feel very good after the win, and one of these teams is going to feel like, oh crap, we're in trouble. Because for Vancouver, with a loss, they would fall to 1-2. And again, it would be like our only win is beating up Landon Kells and the Desert Dogs, and we've got 2 losses. It's not going to be a good look. Kurt Malofsky's going to go scorched earth. Now, if Oshawa loses, oh, the sky is falling. They're 1-3. It's over. Their season feels over before it began. All right? It gets late early in an 18-game season. So Oshawa versus Vancouver, whoever loses is in a heap of trouble. On Saturday, I mentioned Philadelphia at Rochester. I'm interested to see which defense stands the tallest. We both know that Nick DeMoon and Ryland Hartley had really awesome games in week number 3. The question is, which goalie and moreover, which defense can step up? Nick DeMoon, 52 saves, nice. He might get 45 more. Is it enough? Ryland Hartley, 58 saves. He faced 65 shots. That's not going to cut it every week for Rochester or any team in the NLL. So, which defense cannot break? They can both bend, but which one stands tall when it matters? 9 o'clock Eastern, 2 hours after that game begins, we start the first of a doubleheader on the nightcap. Georgia at Saskatchewan. Hey, for this game, honest to God, I'm focused on the Rush here. The Rush, through 2 games, have blown a second-half lead. Simply, I don't know, it's taking their foot off the gas, or can we give credit to Calgary and Ottawa? Whatever it is, it's not looked great. So with that being said, can Saskatchewan stomp down and make a statement? Las Vegas went into Vancouver, and Vancouver made a statement winning a game they're supposed to. Guys, the Rush are at home. I know they're traveling week to week, going from Ottawa now back to Saskatchewan again. But I do believe the Rush have to make a statement. They cannot play around with their food because Georgia showed against Buffalo. They can hang around. Georgia beat up Oshawa 9-5. Saskatchewan, your move. And finally, the last game of the weekend, last game on Saturday at 10 o'clock Eastern. I believe Jake Elliott's back on this game too. I could be wrong. But Las Vegas hosts Ottawa. Folks, the thing here is, whoever wins this game feels like they're not that bad, okay? Ottawa, first game of the season, they came out flat, so flat against San Diego that Dan McCray was not happy, and I was wondering if we had left the Coca-Cola open in the fridge. They were so flat. Hey, great line by me. But another thing is Las Vegas, and Ottawa, the next game, they just relied on Superman Jeff Teat. That being said, Ottawa cannot come into Vegas and think, oh yeah, we're going to start slow again. Nope, can't do it. For Las Vegas, if they win, they're going to feel like, okay, maybe our goalie situation is not so bad. Maybe our defense is good. Maybe our offense can hang around. Guys, one of these teams is going to feel like they belong in the NLL. The other one is going to feel like, oh crap, same as the last 3 or 4 years. So, the reason I do this creating the narrative segment is because I think, it's kind of like, I may rename the segment later on in the season to like Barbershop or Social Media Blues or whatever it is. The whole point of the segment is because every other sport that I watch, especially the NBA and the NFL, the media always talks about the games. They create storylines. I think, to me, that makes the debates afterward more fun. It makes people like me have to eat crow sometimes for their predictions. And also, it gives me even more motivation to watch the game. Like, we wanted to see if Patrick Mahomes could become the GOAT maybe this soon in his career if he had beaten the Eagles. When the Eagles blew out the Chiefs, it was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Now we have to talk about it. So that's why I'm doing this. I just want to talk about the game. I want to get in the barbershop. I know the barbershop's an old school thing by now, but I think, what are fans talking about? What should we be talking about? So that's what we're doing. What are your narratives for week 4? Couple comments here. Captain says, could you imagine having scoring issues and you're hosting Delbs this week? Woo! Gosh, well, ooh. Kai the goalie says not a Swarm fan. Kai, that was a great edit, by the way. Great edit by Kai the goalie. I find it kind of funny because doing this show, other people making edits of me instead of just myself doing it. It's like, are we growing the brand? But yeah, Kai, that was awesome. That was pretty cool yesterday. All right, folks, we come back for this, again, another brief commercial break. We're going to talk to Tim Dillon about Faceoffs and more. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
You're listening to North American Talk Radio, the all-new talk radio station featuring sports, movies, politics, mental health, and more. Check us out at natalkradio.com and subscribe today. Buy event tickets straight from our website to help the cause and get tickets to your favorite events for less. That's natalkradio.com. Thanks for listening.
Welcome back. You're watching Daily Dive. Hey guys, are you ready for it? We would now like to bring in a very special guest. It is time for Senor Pepe Siapa. Hey, we're so back. Tim Dillon, how have you been, sir?
I've been doing good, Senor Michael. I've been doing really good. How you doing?
I'm great. Have you recovered from last week's show?
You know what, man?
There was a lot of drinking after.
It's been a rough week. We've had some pretty bad DMs, and it is what it is. It's very early morning here. Yes, very early morning. Yeah.
They don't
say so much for that intro.
It's a fun intro, man. Vamonos. Thank you for staying hydrated as always. Maybe you should like a hydration sponsor. I feel like a Gatorade would go perfect right there.
Oh, I know.
Tim Dillon's drinking, presented by Gatorade.
I know.
Or Kilo, who sponsored the NLL last time I checked. So
yes, they did. They did.
And I had a little drink Kilo. Tim Dillon's drinking. Obviously not Kilo, but we can make fun of it, you know. Anyways, so wait, I have the face-off predictions from last week. I gotta say you were pretty spot on for some of these puppies. I know Hammer Jackson was as dominant as you said he would be for Vegas against Vancouver. Baptiste scored.
I do have to say something on the Vegas thing, though.
Go ahead.
Say something. I got off a call with Mr. Hammer Jackson yesterday, and I was talking to him, and I was asking, hey, what was that tussle about on the boards? Well, why are you throwing hands at that guy?
Oh.
Let me say something really clear to everybody watching, any GMs or any players watching right now. If you don't have a face-off guy and you decide you want to go potentially injure a guy out on the floor by continually grabbing a stick into the boards or pushing him on the ground after the face-off is over, I got to say, you're what's wrong with the game right now, all right? I get you want to play scrappy and maybe get a guy's head. That's fine. Couple hits there, that's fine. But when a guy is on his knee and he's facing off and the ball's already gone and you're staying there late, not getting back on defense and cross-checking his back. It's a dick move, to be honest. And
Correct.
I will honestly say, like, if you're grabbing a face-off guy's stick and trying to throw him into the boards, then, like, what are you doing? Like, I get, like, you want to, like, be a presence on the floor, but, maybe get another face-off guy. Or maybe get a guy who's not injured. Maybe listen to, like, your coach or something. I don't know, but maybe not try and injure a guy every 5 seconds, That's how we keep the pace of the game going.
Great stuff. I want to mention that again because remember, I believe it was in week 1, could have been the week 2. Saskatchewan played a game, and Jake Naso got in a game that he made he was kind of injured to start because he would have been questionable. Some guy pushed him into the boards, and I can't remember who it was, but I was like he's the shortest guy on the floor. Like what are we doing? Like I'm not saying face-off guys are not lacrosse players because they 1,000% are frisky little dudes, but it's like the guy's half your size. He's been hurt. Why be cheap? I don't. So I love that you're defending the face-offs here because, like you said, if you're getting punked on face-off, now you're gonna hurt me. Like my bad for bitching your guy. Like sorry.
Yeah, like
Come on, bro.
It's ridiculous, honestly.
Agreed.
I mean,
Trevor,
it is what it is.
Trevor Baptiste dominated Jeremy Thompson as you expected, and like you said, it's funny because Jeremy Thompson actually did put up a fight, even though he won like 2 of them. It's funny you said he would try to muck it up. He went like a couple times, like for 15 seconds, but Baptiste got him. Naso looked good against Ottawa. I forgot who played Colorado. The Wings played Colorado. I believe it was Nick Rowlett.
Now, Nick Rowlett, I did see Nick Rowlett did better than I thought he would. I didn't know he was playing, to be honest, because his name wasn't on the roster. So I don't know like what's up with that. They keep pulling him on, pulling him off. They're trying to get Bo Columbus in. Like this is what happened to Hammer Jackson in Vancouver 2 years ago before he went to Vegas. They had him on the practice roster, didn't have him on the practice roster, and then he just ultimately said, "Just cut me so I can go play somewhere else." So I don't know if that's what Bo Columbus or Nick Rowlett wants to do, but they keep bringing in face-off guys every year to compete with Nick Rowlett, and he's somehow staying alive out there. I'd love to see that from him, but you need to. Is Bo Columbus in the feeder system? Is he playing ALL West? Is he playing ALL East? Is he playing the men's league? Say Sharp. I want to know because he's a decent face-off guy. So,
Jack blocked Kyle and X.
Yeah.
This is Nick, though, not Jack, to be fair. I'm pretty sure.
I've met Nick a couple of times. He's a great guy. He's also blind in one eye. People don't realize that he's blind in one eye.
He's playing face-off?
Yeah, it's a Division I face-off guy.
Wait, question. Real quick. As a face-off guy yourself in lacrosse, like you actually do play in college or whatever it is, question. How coordinated a hand-eye do you have? It's a hand-eye core. How do you do that? Like, how impressive is that as a face-off guy yourself? Is that crazy?
Now, this is a great question, Mike. I'm glad you brought it up because very, very, very easily, there are some programs that don't really understand the face-off guy and how like their quirky mind might work and how they might need to get their hands ready. Now, what I have to say is the coordination is key. If you were the most coordinated guy in the field, you're probably the face-off guy or the goalie. All right.
You have a little grit, but you have to the Connor Farrell reel where he's like just doing the thing with the ball.
Yes. So I do something very similar. I know that I like warming up with I have a ball that's like uneven sides. I'll throw it off the wall and I have to grab it unevenly. And there's 1,000 drills you can do: hand repetitions, clamping repetitions, throwing off the wall. All these things that anybody can do to stay ready for the game, for practice, just get their speed up on the daily. But ultimately, it really is just about how quick you are to the whistle. You're not really playing at the end of the day. You're playing the whistle first and playing the guy second. Now, if you know a guy's coming at you with a counter, then just get out of the way or move the ball. But mostly, it's just you're playing the whistle, and whoever can hear the whistle faster is usually going to win.
So the reaction time is 1, but would number 2 be the hand-eye coordination?
So your hand-eye coordination
because reaction's got to be 1, right?
Yeah. So your action time does have to be 1, but that doesn't mean you're going to win the face-off. Like I've played against guys who can outright smoke a guy in the clamp.
So is hand-eye second or what's second best?
I would probably have to say it just depends on who you're playing and what your style is, honestly.
Okay.
Because if you're a goalie and you're a reactionary goalie, then sometimes you'll bait your reaction and they'll pit a top corner. And if you're a goalie that waits, they're going to wait and wait and wait. That's how it is for faceoffs too. So either you can react to the whistle and get in and out very quickly, or you're going to get on the whistle and you don't know what to do because you're so quick.
So Farrell, like Connor Farrell is one, like, you're right, because he's different than Jake Nason. Like, Jake Nason gets in there, mucks it up, and goes. Connor Farrell kind of gets in there and fights you a little bit, right? Is that like those guys are different styles?
Definitely say Connor Farrell can definitely fight the ball a lot better.
Clubs on you more.
And it simply just comes from his PLL days with how he, would lock up a little bit more and how he'd have more wings. I definitely say he does look like a field player playing box most days.
That's true.
But against Jake Withers, you got to look at the overtime, right? Overtime, Halifax versus Buffalo.
We're gonna get to that, but I'm wondering about.
No, but I just want to make a point very specifically about the overtime faceoff. Jake Withers was doing a great job tying up with Connor Farrell, winning some clamps very clean. He knew at the end he was a little gassed. He didn't have the wings, didn't have the energy for a full-on battle. So what he did do, he just waited for Farrell to win the clamp. This is where reaction time and hand-eye coordination are two different things. He lets Farrell win the clamp clean. Now Farrell doesn't know what to do because you just won the clamp clean. He hasn't won clean all day. Withers comes around and pulls his hand straight out, and the ball pops perfectly to his wing. And then they're going on offense, they score.
Yeah.
Right there. So that's where knowing your matchup and knowing the tendencies of your guy and just the situation is more important than just being quick to the ball.
By the way, a little blind joke here by Kyle the goalie. Literally hand-eye.
Yeah, it really is. He's a great guy, though. He's a great guy.
I'm sure he'll laugh at that, to be fair.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get now. There's another one I want to get to here. Justin Amasio again doing the Lord's work for Calgary. They did lose, but winning 20 of 25 though. It was Sam English actually taking faceoffs for the Rock mostly, which means they're still in hell without TD Erlin. That being said,
I do have an update for TD Erlin though.
Go ahead.
I cannot confirm that it's 100% accurate, but I have heard from a very reliable source that it's something to do with his head, a potential concussion or something like that.
That's not good.
I thought it was just his ankle from the last couple of years.
Well, concussion makes sense if you're still lingering.
Yeah, so I don't know. He didn't get a concussion in.
It may not be a concussion, maybe something else. I don't know.
Yes, it could. All I heard was it was a potential head injury and
or jaw. I don't know. Jaw would make sense too.
Yeah, but honestly, it's just speculation.
Break their jaws?
No, not really. I've never really. No. So,
lacrosse guys break their jaws.
Yeah. I honestly just, I don't know. I just heard it was a potential head injury, and that would make sense for his being out, but he wasn't really in training camp. That's what I've heard, but it could be 1,000 different things, honestly. But that's all I have really on TD Erlin. And Joe Nardella is still just his knees. He's still recovering. He's still just getting his knees rehabbed, and it is what it is. But right now, this season, in the grand scope of things, is not the most important NLL season, to be honest. I know there's a lot. I know there's a lot of players moving around. It's a very big rebuild year for a lot of teams.
Oh, man.
You got to be realistic here, right? You got to be really realistic. It's like 2012 NBA season, it feels like right now. The superstars are about to retire. You have some big moves in here, in and out, but mostly teams are just resettling and trying to figure out what they want to do. You got Vegas, who honestly, give them credit, made a great comeback. And that's the reason. What do you mean? No, they didn't. They
lost 15-9.
Okay, if you take the fourth period and then you go back the first 8 minutes, they were a 4-goal deficit. They cut it to 4 goals, right? Face-offs, they were winning goals off the face-off. By the way, what I just hear, every game, okay. El Capitan picks. Let me tell you something real quick, all right, brother? Get me all fired up right now, all right? Listen, every season is important, but in the grand scope of things, this NLL season specifically is we know Buffalo's not going to win another championship, all right? There's not like a 4-peat coming in, all right? Every team right now is in a rebuild. All their stars are injured.
You just got muted. First ever mute on Daily Dive. Shame on you, sir. You're back. How dare you? Or should I say, I'll let Greta say it.
How dare you?
How dare you, sir?
Listen. I'll drink your tears, Mike. I'll drink your tears. Because listen,
Shame on you.
as much as I love the
How
NLL,
dare
as much as I love the NLL, you know what I'll say to this? The WLA and the MSL season, the senior A seasons, were more important and entertaining than the NLL this year.
Then why don't you go on Daily Dive WLA, you schmuck?
Especially with the
Come
attendance
on.
that we're seeing. To your point, Mike, especially
That's
the attendance that we're
thank you.
seeing, that the senior A teams are pulling in more numbers than the pro teams are. And it's honestly a shame.
Hey,
Honestly
one
a
more
shame.
thing. One more thing I want to get to the recap the weekend, then we'll get to your other things. You said last week, and this is the greatest thing you've said on the show so far. And you've called a few things, but you and I liked Alex Bouquet too. You said, and you had no idea he was going to be added. They put him to the roster, and then he comes in and outperforms Kells. Sir, that does deserve a little bit of a Tim Dillon. That was a good pick. That was a good prediction.
I really appreciate it. I love
good.
Kells. I've met both the goaltenders in person.
Anybody can be a nice guy.
They're great guys, but I will say that Bouquet has been playing since John Grant Jr. has been in the league with the Mammoth. Like he's been around. He also just played a great senior B season, and the whole reason he was out for the whole year was because he was getting his degree in teaching.
Bouquet?
Yeah, he's getting his degree at university.
Wow, what is he teaching? Do you know, or do you still need to teach?
I think he's like a counselor now, but he was getting his degree, and that's why he's out.
That's pretty cool.
And honestly, it was a good year for him to be out. He really recovered, got everything under control. And I really think that he should be the starter for Vegas. I love Kells, but I watched him play for the Bellies, and he's very inconsistent.
Yep.
And I will say that some players, for some reason, play better in Senior A than they do in the NLL. And I've seen that a lot this year. Like Mitch Jones, I believe, is a better NLL player than he is sometimes during the Senior A season. And look at I forget his name. I do forget his name. He plays for Vegas. He's a shorter guy. He's scoring a lot of their goals.
Tyler Hammer Jackson? I'm kidding.
No, not Hammer Jackson. Another guy.
Shorter guy. I got excited.
He won the MVP for the best offensive player or the most valuable player in MSL, and a lot of people he's not contributing a ton in
Dylan
NLL.
Kursk, Tony, Casey Jackson, Sean Wesley, Dylan Watts. I mean, who are we looking at here?
Oh my gosh, I forget his name. I'm so sorry. I should have.
Come on, man. Well, okay. Well, it's whatever, dude. We'll move on. We'll move on. No. Okay. So, I just want to give you credit for the Alex Bouquet thing. Don't even worry about the guy you're thinking of. I know you're flustered. Do you have your notes for your Trust Notes?
Yeah, I do got my notes. I got my notes right here.
Yeah, let me see him.
Dope. His name was Jackson Weber. That's Jackson Weber.
Webster.
Webby? Yeah, Jackson Webster. Listen, the fact that he won MVP over Lau Thompson.
Yeah, I think Pat Gregor talked about that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he did talk about that. And then you look at his numbers in the NLL. They're two different players almost.
Do you have your little notes?
I do have my little notes right here. All right.
Let's see how they look. Let's see a little book.
You ain't seen my book right
Where's
now.
Where's your passport?
No. Listen.
All right,
listen.
hold on. It's time to get to. Hold on. Crap. I have to do it again. This is so dumb. I hate when it does that. It won't replay. Hold on, real quick. I got you, buddy. You stand by. 3, 2, 1. This is a great show. No. Wait for it. Just wait for it. It's we're loading, Get it loaded.
We are loading.
Hey, 3 days away from the Tonka, by the way.
I know.
All right, here we go. Ready for this? It's time for your Trust Notices 3 NLL headlines with Tim Dillon. The first 2 weeks, you've absolutely been terrible at it. You better, I swear on my life, you better have 3 good headlines here. Go ahead.
All right. First headline. Uno. Keegan Ball explodes for 8 points, buddy. I called it. I said he had a great game against Vegas. All right. He's playing his hometown. He knows what he's doing. 8 points. I mean, come on. 4 goals, 4 assists. I said something around that number. And you know, it was amazing. Like the first win of the season for a very young Vancouver team with the new additions. Not
They're
young
not
age.
young with the additions, but they are like young in terms of gelling together. Sure,
Yes, they're a very young team coming together right now.
that's fair.
Number dos. Very tight battle in Philly. All right. I called it again. I said the Philly and Mammoth game, the faceoffs would be pretty tight and the game would be pretty tight. All right.
Game was
You
good.
know,
The
the
Wings got a
wing,
big win, man.
the Wings did get a big win. All right. Goaltending. That was really surprised me, honestly. I talked bad a little bit about their goaltending situation,
The
but their
Wings,
defense and their goaltending held firm for a 1-goal win.
that
All
dude
right.
was awesome.
Yes.
Trash.
And Tress. Toronto Rock versus Calgary. Number 3. All right. Dude, it was a great match. Great rivalry between the teams. And I will have to say, like that, the coming up, I'm really excited for that game. I'm really excited for that game.
Which one?
And Calgary versus The Rock.
It already happened.
Yeah, I said I was really excited for that game.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, I was really excited for that
How'd
game.
it go?
No, and Toronto, they survived a very late push. They held off
They came back
Calgary.
a few times. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, and it was a great East-West battle. Like, it was a great rivalry. I was so excited for that game. I sat down and, dude, it was amazing. Like, the senior players on the team came together. Their goaltending dude, oh my gosh, that was such a good game. If I could say the best game of the week, it would probably be Toronto versus Calgary. Like, every time they play, even losing all the faceoffs, their offense was electric, and they still put the ball back in the net.
Buffalo wasn't the best game for you?
I love that
It
game.
started slow.
It was a very slow game.
Like,
it was like
Halifax did their dirty work, and the first quarter took an hour, man.
Like, you gotta give credit to that though. Like, Halifax held Buffalo to a
And
very
Buffalo
low score in
fell
the
for
first
that
half.
crap. Buffalo could have capitalized, and they decided to fall for the crap. So that was smart on Halifax's part.
And I will have to say one more thing about the Vegas Vancouver game, because that's the game I watched through and through. Besides the Toronto Calgary game, is the reffing in that game was a little bad. I have to say, because okay, you look at the hits that were delivered on the left side of the boards, dude. There were some really good hits. Like, there were guys who were already falling, and then freaking then they get hit in the boards, and it's a 5-minute measure. I mean, come on. He's already falling. He took a bad hit. Should be 2 minutes. End the story. Like, let the boys play. Okay. Yeah. I'm tired of seeing this soft reffing from, very soft.
What? You weren't even born in the 90s. Don't talk about soft reffing. This is all you know.
Dude, you want to look at 90s NLL? Dallas Ubrick for the freaking Wings coming around and clotheslining guys who come around his crease.
It's not good lacrosse.
You call it what you want, but
it's not safe.
An O guy shouldn't be going in the goalie's crease regardless. Call it what you want. Like,
so you're a fan of Brett Dobson laying out the one guy?
No, I think that was a perfectly clean hit. I think that Brett Dobson should do that every game. No, Brett Dobson.
Lord.
Brett Dobson, if you're listening, because I know you probably are, you should do that every game, because there's nothing wrong with you protecting your crease. Period.
Too bad he wasn't in the crease. Moving on. He wasn't in the crease.
Doesn't matter. He's setting a pick. He's coming in the goalie zone. He's setting a pick.
Up here?
He's a big goalie. What do you want him to do? Get like this?
I wanted to set a
like
pick.
20 pounds of pads, man.
I didn't know you could. It's like an NBA player punching. It's like Draymond Green kicking in the nuts and punching in the jaw. You ain't gonna do that. Just set a screen.
When Draymond Green stepped on the guy from the Kings on the chest, they called it a minor penalty because it was an accident. Thank you, Ty. What do you mean a fine and a fine? What do you mean a fine you can take, Ty? Ty, what do you mean a fine you can take?
All right. It's time for some face-off predictions this week.
All right, let me pull them up right here.
Vancouver at Oshawa on Friday. Vancouver's, I don't think Stathis is bad as far as I know. So I guess, what the heck is the face-off? Are we going to go with 50-50 here? I think Mike Burns still doing it for Oshawa, maybe.
Give me Oshawa. They actually have a draw guy that knows what he's half doing. So I'll give it to Oshawa. I'll give it 60-40 Oshawa. Not by a lot, though. 60-40.
Yeah, I don't think so. So Oshawa. So you did pretty good week one. The next, stay hydrated, Brykilo.
I know. I need that.
I can't get the pressure. Philadelphia, Rochester. So I guess that would be Rowlett again?
Yeah, now this is something I will give Jeremy.
Oh,
I think
Jeremy,
good,
yeah.
No, I'm not going to give it to Jeremy. I think Jeremy's going to do better. I think he's going to do better.
Then not, okay, that's fair. Then 2
Let me go
weeks.
70-30 Rowlett, and then give me. But I also think Jeremy might get like a hockey assist or something. Like he might contribute like very quick offense. So
Give Jeremy a point.
Yeah, maybe a point, like a hockey assist.
Which reminds me, I don't know if any of your guys scored points in the last week. Because Ignacio, I don't think Ignacio did. Did he?
No, I don't think he did.
And I don't think let's hear Ignacio. Did Withers have a point? He might have.
I think he might have had an assist. I honestly couldn't tell you. Sometimes they'll count an assist, sometimes they don't. Like what I do have to say is no, because like they'll take too many steps, and now it's no longer an assist.
No. NLL actually lets that happen.
Then how come Hammer Jackson didn't any assist? He won a clean face-off.
Withers had no points. He did take one shot on goal, though.
He did. He did take a shot on goal. But, I think that they should do a better job stat keeping the face-off guys and their assists because Hammer Jackson had a very clean face-off, popped it out to his guy, right? And he took it, and he took a step down from like 13 yards out and put it top corner against Vancouver's goalie, and they didn't give Hammer an assist.
For the record, Kai, he said 70-30, so 20. You're all in the same ballpark here.
Honestly.
All right, because considering Jeremy won 2 against San Diego, it can't get worse. Next up, right. Georgia, Saskatchewan, Jake Naso against whoever Georgia's rolling out.
Well, dude, again.
So let me check. Okay, Georgia's their last game, like when they played Oshawa. I'm just checking for us real quick so we don't say anything stupid here. The Georgia face-off guy, I do this website, I better load, I swear to God. Because Oshawa and Mike Byrne, Georgia, ooh, that's rough. They had Trevesos, Trumbull, and McIntosh combined for 5 of 18. Not good.
See, I still don't understand why they're not bringing that guy from Anne Marie College that they drafted. That guy, Nathan Powers, I'm pretty sure his name.
You've been calling for him?
I've been calling for him. Bring him in. Like, you guys are getting in these really close games. So like, you guys are giving teams run for their money. You have a good team.
So Naso does what?
Naso cleans their clock, man. Give
100
me
100 or we go 100 or not 95?
No, because they're gonna get too rough with them. Give me like 30, 70 again.
70 for wow.
70 for Naso. He's gonna do good, but I just want to make sure he doesn't get injured, dude. Like they're gonna try and really rough him up this game.
I'm gonna go 80. But I guess we're still in the same. I mean, 70. Woo-wee.
I mean, it's also a home game too. So, like, he's having his home crowd with him, and he performs. He doesn't. Here's the thing. Here's what I noticed about Naso. He doesn't perform as well at home comparatively to other.
What?
Yeah, he doesn't.
Is that true?
Yeah, like if you look at his NCAA game days, if he lost the first faceoff, they'd win their games. But if he won the first faceoff, he'd lose the game. Like his team would lose.
I'm going to Naso real quick. I'm just gonna say versus sure. But is it because of the teams they played? I don't know. I feel like you're smoking right now. I don't know if he doesn't do as well as Saskatchewan. I don't know. That's weird.
No, I'm just saying, like he just doesn't perform as well at home than comparatively on the road.
All right. Well, he's at home in this game, if that helps you. Ottawa at Las Vegas. So that would be.
Give me a fat 90% for that Hammer Jackson, baby. Give me a fat 90. All right.
So 90-10 for Las Vegas. Got it.
I would also like to mention that the Ottawa Black Bears are an officially sponsored Loading Lacrosse NLL
I
team.
know.
And they have their own badge on the board.
So it's like a homecoming game for Ottawa or for Hammer Jackson and Loading.
No, Hammer's from Vancouver, so that Vancouver game
is
a home
hosting his employer or employee here.
Yes. Now I will have to mention
90-10.
I will have to mention for Ottawa.
Yeah.
That pulling up right now. If I can find it, my Wi-Fi. My wife. I know we're like working on like an old.
He's on the NLL replay tablets apparently.
No, dude. Oh my gosh, that'd be nice though.
Wouldn't be, but okay.
The Ottawa player who had his first hat trick of the year. I'm trying to remember his name really quick.
You're crazy.
I'm not crazy. Let me give you a good point prediction here. Oh my goodness, if I can freaking find it. I can't. I'm sorry.
This is terrible TV.
Oh, I have it right here. Hold on. I have it right here for you. Jacob Dunbar. Give me Jacob Dunbar with a hat trick. Okay, Jacob Dunbar with a hat trick.
I like Dunbar.
I do like Dunbar too. But yeah, give me fat 90%.
So Tyler Goalie is waiting on a loading goalie head.
Okay,
they have those, right?
So the loading Tonka. Okay, listen.
Do they have does loading have goalie heads?
Yes, the loading Tendy, the loading Tendy, all right?
We'll get it, Kai. Okay, go ahead.
It's not out just yet, all right? You've only announced it's been, no, that's Tonka's out in 3 days. But the Tendy's not out yet. Tendy's not out yet.
Really?
No, the Tendy.
Have they announced the Tendy?
Yeah, it's been on Instagram. It just we don't have a release date for it just yet. We're still ironing out a couple things. And honestly, it's a box. It's a box goalie head. I don't know how you want to use that, but like you can look at Kells, he's using it. You can look at other goalies around the league. But you just look at Instagram, they got it up there. But the Tendy's coming out, I think around maybe January. I'm not 100% sure, but I can put a word in and ask around about that for sure.
We look forward to you next week. So again, Oshawa 60-40, Philadelphia 70-30, and then Jeremy gets a point. Saskatchewan 70-30, Hammer Jackson 90-10. Now, do you and Dunbar with the hat trick, do you think Hammer Jackson gets a point this week?
Oh, I do think he gets a point this week, honestly, because he's playing against a team that is probably here's the thing. Last time he faced off against Ottawa, he didn't even use a face-off head. He just used like a normal stick and just would lift up guys' hands and pick up the ball. So I have a lot of confidence in him to score this year. And I think you get a point, honestly. Could be off assist or could be off a goal. But I also think that let's see him have a goal. Let's see him have a goal. He got really comfortable. Yeah, so give me a goal here.
All right.
And I will have to say the schedule for next week, I don't like it. I don't like that the NLL is having players play on the 27th, 28th.
Why not?
And because it's Christmas time.
Suck it up. You're a professional athlete. Suck it up.
Yeah, but if you look at the NFL and NBA,
they play on Christmas.
They do play on Christmas, and the biggest complaint from players who play on Christmas is they don't want to.
Suck it up.
That's not fair, though. Like there's people like us, Mike. Listen. These guys are not getting paid millions of dollars. Okay, they're not.
NBA and NFL are.
I know, but I'm saying NLL players not getting paid millions of dollars. Okay,
wow.
They're being compensated for their time and they're playing. Okay. But they should also be compensated enough time for a break and enough time to really have a good Christmas, right? You have guys playing on the 27th, 2 days after Christmas, all right? And you guys got playing on the 20th, 5 days before. That's reasonable. Playing on 20th is very reasonable. But playing 27th, I really feel like they should move it back a day or two.
I feel like NLL players should cry more. It's done well for them over the 40-year history. It's been good for them. They should cry more.
I really just think that this should be given a day or two extra.
I think lacrosse players have sacrificed so much. They should be coddled more because that's what the league really needs.
Mike, I'm not going to correct you on there, but let me just say this. I know lots of people do work on Christmas, but I really think like a lot of guys should get the day off some more.
This would help.
Summer. But I will say that lacrosse players have definitely had the short end of the stick when it comes to
good. That's a good one. Yeah.
And I'll have to say the last 10 years with the Players Association and this, the Owner Association has not had the best relationship. The pay back in the day was awful. Guys are getting paid. Yeah, but guys are getting paid $6,000 a year back in the 2000s, 2010s. Like they weren't getting paid anything. Not until the Thompson brothers came along. And we had bigger stars and better media deals, Like remember, it was on Bleacher Report. The whole league was on Bleacher Report on YouTube,
which is an app that folded, by the way.
Exactly. So the NLL hasn't had the best owners and the best transparency with its players. And I really think that if you want to have a better relationship with the players and not have a potential lockout every other year, you need to give the players more time with their families. Because you got to think about it. These guys, every single guy in this league has to work a second job. Let's be realistic. even if it's coaching, owning their own company, working in the trades, working for like another player's company, or working at a sports equipment store, or working like at a gym. Everybody has to, figure out they're working more than the average professional athlete. Honestly, they're working
Right.
double time on their body because they have to play 2 seasons in 2 different leagues, and then they also have to play on holidays or close to holidays. They have to fly across the country every other week away from their family. All right. And the fact is, it's bad for morale and it's bad for business. You need to have this is a family centered sport. It really is. All right. You look at the Thompsons, you look at the Powells, you look at all these great families in the world that are in lacrosse. You don't have that in the NBA. You don't have that in NFL. Okay. So you really need to have a family centered league. And I feel like making these players play so close to these holidays and very little rest time. Like you got guys playing 27th and then they got playing January 2nd. Like that's not a huge break for these guys to recover, spend time with the family, also buy Christmas presents. Like they're spending so much money in December right now for these players. I really feel like either NL compensates them more with a bigger paycheck in December, or they give them a couple days off more. That's
Where do you
it.
think? Where do they get that money from?
I don't know, man. I honestly, it could be higher ticket prices. It could be better
No,
media
because
deals.
that'll help the attendance a bunch.
Honestly, Mike, I don't know, but I feel like the owners that run multi-million-dollar companies are smart enough to figure out how they can get an extra couple grand in these guys' pockets in December. And maybe it's fundraising better, maybe it's better media, or maybe it's just letting players like actually have the freedom that other leagues do and allow them to market themselves better and really give them more power to do what they want.
I think player jerseys would be nice.
I do think so. I do think merchandising does suck in this league, honestly.
It's awful.
And it's really bad. Like they go through all these like random sponsors, and it sucks. The product sucks. And I
Shout
really
out
think
Kurt Hunziker for screwing us all.
yes, true that. But like if you look at like Hammer Jackson, like I don't want to bring him up a lot, but look, he runs loading with Jordan McBride full time. He plays in the WLA and he plays in NLL full time. And he also works in a tugboat full
Good
almost
coming
full time.
here.
Yeah, but yeah, CLL, I don't know what you're on, all right? I don't know what your deal is, buddy, but let me tell you something. The CLL and the Ontario League and their stupid rules, let me tell you
Oh,
something
he's
right
not a part of that, believe me.
I know, but, like, all I'm saying is, like, you guys either need to get a better system or just leave us
No,
alone.
it's not saying it's not him. Lacrosse Canada is bad though.
Yes, it is. It does suck, but,
Story for another day, but man, Lacrosse Canada, they are some evil, evil, evil people.
yeah, and it's bleeding into the leadership of these GMs. Like, look at Toronto's GM, first of all. He cleans house.
Get it.
He trades Rosie. He trades
The
him
big
back.
Dowick. The big Dowick.
I know he's just wasting money on a lot of these trades, and I feel like you look at Toronto, they've had such a long, good career in the area, and they have these amazing centers, the track that lots of junior teams play on. They do a lot of recruiting there, and they make money off of that. And Toronto can play their players very well because they use their resources, they use their like facilities for other things. I don't see like Saskatchewan doing that. I don't see
No.
Ottawa or Oshawa doing that. I do see Vegas doing it because they're in Vegas. They have a good venue.
Show sign money.
And San Diego too. I also see Vancouver do that too. But also you got to understand the horror stories I've heard out of the Vancouver Warriors locker room is ridiculous. Like they'll get done playing a game and they have to clean all their stuff up in an hour because there's a hockey team coming in. That isn't even
and then they go get drunk. Like that's on them.
No, but I didn't say anything about that. I'm just saying like the lack of respect that these guys get on the national from Canadian to American news outlets is little to none. And
we don't get nothing here in the U.S., but that's
yeah, and the fact that they don't get compensated as well they should. I get the CLL; they're gonna make their comments whatever they want.
The CLL, this is a different guy.
I know it's a different guy, but
Lacrosse Canada is different from what his account is.
I know Canadian Lacrosse League. I know they do a bunch of indoor stuff. They do a lot of good work, but honestly, like the business model does need to change. But it also starts just with like the culture and the ownership. Like I know I'm going on a rant here, but like the ownership.
Been going for a long time.
I don't know. The ownership does need to change, and I think this year we'll see how Rochester does and see how much money they bring in and see how the attendance does, and then that's
Right.
how the league should be reflected on, is how Rochester does this year,
The
honestly.
fact that we're like, what are we in week 4? Sorry, I think like Rochester has got a home game this Saturday, but it's like I'm very hopefully, but like I'm just very nervous about this weekend.
Anytime
they got to put butts in seats, man.
anytime like Rochester plays Buffalo or Rochester plays like
Sure, but it's like Oshawa
Oshawa
cannot count on Toronto every weekend. Rochester can if Rochester's got to have a good attendance against Philadelphia, or we're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. But
I
also think it's the fact that Philadelphia doesn't market their team at all.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about for Rochester though. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right,
but we'll see. Absolutely.
all right. Thank you, Senor Sedete Sieta. We hope you have a great weekend, and until next time, sir. Hasta mañana.
Also, thank you, John Cena. Great retirement. Love you. I love you, John Cena. Thank you.
Whatever. Still, this guy, unbelievable. He's not even watching the NLL this half the time. Unbelievable. All right. Stupid. We come back. I'm going to unveil my NLL power rankings following the week 3 slate. Don't go anywhere.
You're listening to North American Talk Radio, the all-new talk radio station featuring sports, movies, politics, mental health, and more. Check us out at natalkradio.com and subscribe today. Buy event tickets straight from our website to help the cause and get tickets to your favorite events for less. That's natalkradio.com. Thanks for listening.
Welcome back to Daily Dive here. So far today, I gave Brad Challoner the fresh fit for the broadcasters in week 3. I talked about the narrative for week number 4 on the 4-game slate. We talked to Tim Dillon, who gave us his face-off predictions for this week in his headlines. He's got Oshawa 60-40 over Vancouver, Philadelphia 70-30 over Rochester, Saskatchewan 70-30 over Georgia, and Hammer Jackson in Las Vegas 90-10 over Ottawa. He also believes Jeremy Thompson might get a point. Hopefully, Hammer Jackson gets a goal and Jacob Dunbar gets a hat trick. This is, oh my goodness, this is a stupid show. All right, it's now time for my NLL power rankings. I want to first say the NLL did a very cool thing. I don't know why this was not happening earlier in the season. Again, the weirdness of the NLL is always weird. It will always continue to be weird. But they now, entering week 4, are doing a, hey fans, what is your power rankings? So, today at 2:00 p.m. Eastern, the submissions will close, but on NLL.com, if you go there and you click the power rankings thing, you can submit your top 8 teams as your email for research purposes. And so there you go. Good thing for the NLL. The people's power rankings will be interesting. But we don't care right now. Because bam! All right. I've got the Roughnecks thing put at 14. Someone asked me the worst team. Wings at 13. I know they won. Couldn't do it yet. The Dogs at 12. They did drop 2 spots. They did lose to Vancouver, but their doors got blown off. They're in danger of dropping to 14 very quickly. And if they don't beat Ottawa, they're in big trouble. I'm being serious about that. San Diego Seal State put it 11, despite a loss to Rochester. Ottawa jumps up 2 spots. I still think they started slow again. Thankfully, Jeff Teat turned into Jesus once again. Colorado Mammoth did drop to number 9 for me, and now my top 8, bam! Halifax fans, you're going to be fine. Toronto's down to 8. They did win. Wasn't good enough for me because another team was jumping up the standings. Oshawa dropped 2 spots. Now, if Oshawa loses this weekend and they don't score a bunch of goals, they might fall to 11 or 12 very soon. I'm giving them one more week, though. Georgia stays put at 6 despite a win, but Oshawa's a struggling team right now. Halifax moves up from 9 to 5. I'm still skeptical. NLL memes had a great meme this week where they were showing like me knowing Halifax's frauds but having to wait till the playoffs. That was pretty good stuff. I love that. Those guys. Number 4, The Rush, dropping to number 4 after blowing another lead. Let's hope they can beat Georgia. Sorry, Kai. Number 3 is Rochester. They move up 1. I still want to see more this week against Philadelphia. Vancouver stays at 2. Buffalo staying at 1. I know what you're thinking. How is Halifax so low and Buffalo stays at 1? Trust the process, folks. Because I think in a 3-game series, I do believe Buffalo still beats them, maybe in 2. So I will keep that going. I still think Buffalo is the best team, but we'll see. Vancouver does again have a game this weekend at Oshawa, and I think if Vancouver shows out pretty well, we can see what happens. But I like my top 8. It's going to fluctuate a little bit, but I'm staying pat. I'm holding firm. I still think the top 3 are the top 3 with Saskatchewan, Vancouver, and Buffalo. Rochester's making it funny, so is Halifax. We'll see who can become the 4th team. We'll see. All right, folks. This has been Daily Dive, and a reminder, if the season ended right now and the playoffs started this weekend, Philadelphia would be the 3 seed, and Vancouver would not be in the playoffs. Be sure to subscribe to the show before you head out. This has been Daily Dive. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, on North American Talk Radio's YouTube channel. Have a great day. Stay safe. And to my mother, I hope you recover well. I believe it should be over now. I'll just leave it at that, but I hope she's doing okay. Shout out to my mom. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.